What's going on, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a whiteboard series, and I'm actually pretty excited about this. It's a series called Pillars of Wealth, and essentially what I'm going to be showing you guys is not only how to acquire income, but what to do with that income after you've acquired that. And this is going to be just a full, very in-depth kind of beginning with how money works, why do you need money, what it does it, provide happiness, or is it more of a tool? And we'll kind of just really hit this hard. And this is gonna be more for you investors out there or people just looking to get more of a financial education. And the reason I'm doing this is because if you grew up like me, I was grown up in probably, from what I understood, a higher middle class income background. You're not necessarily taught the tactics that the upper 1% are taught, and they really have a different psychology behind exactly how they think, and it really does make a difference when it comes to acquiring money. So I've read a lot of books. These are just some of the examples right here of essentially how the rich think, what I can do to better myself and better others, and we're just gonna go and get on into it. So, Pillars of Wealth by Kennon. So the first thing, I have some notes. That's my laptop's here, and a very bad eyes, so I might have to kind of bend down a little bit here. But essentially, let me just look in a football position. So what is it that we're after? So some people would say, empowerment. Some people would say freedom, security, helping others, having a choice, and feeling alive. And to me, what all those kind of embody, the umbrella concept is, it's more of options. You want an option to be able to help others. You want an option to sleep in. You want an option to, go to vacation in the Bahamas. You want an option to, better your life or drive that Maserati. Whatever it is. And that's really what it is. Money is a tool. It's not necessarily something that is going to provide happiness. And there's that saying money's not gonna provide me happiness, but it can buy me a boat, and the boat will make me happy. And that's true, but a lot of it is pretty fleeting. And so this series, I'm really gonna be showing you guys kind of like the overline concept of money. So let's kind of get into that really quickly, and then we'll get into how money works in the next video. So at its core, this is actually a quote that I stole from Tony Robbins' book, Money Master the Game. Incredible book. It'll be linked in the description below if you guys want to buy that. And what it says is, money's about power. Power to create, I'm gonna actually do this. So money's about power. Power to create or power to destroy. It can fund a dream or start a war. Provide money as a gift or wield it as a weapon. It can express spirit, your creativity or ideas, or your frustration, your anger, your hate. Used to influence government or individuals. Some marry for it, then find out its real price. And that's pretty poetic, but it's very true as exactly kind of what it is. So let's get deeper on into this. Now, the first thing I want to really talk about, and I did kind of steal this outline from a couple separate books, so we'll kind of be jumping around in today's video. I want to give you guys basically the concepts as more of an introductory video to show you guys what I'm going to be talking about. So the first one, give you a little bit of sneak peek, we're going to be talking about how to create an income for life. And I'm talking about basically an income that is going to be just paying you, okay? So check this out. So here is your stack of money, right? Here is your income, your stack of money, right? And it's just going to literally pay you for the rest of your life. And this is you, happy face, right here. This is you. And if you're a woman, then you have long, flowy hair, okay? But if you're a man, then you just have regular dad hat, like that. So basically what it does, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how to amass this wealth right here, and exactly how it's going to pay you. And this is the cool part, without getting depleted. So this wealth, this massive money is not going to go down. So I'm talking about 100% principal protection. So we're going to be talking about that. And the next I'm going to be talking about is become the inside. So I'm going to show you how to know the rules of the game, how to know the rules of the top 1% of people know, okay? And the next thing I'm going to be showing you guys is essentially I want to show you how money works, okay? And I'm talking about from its basic concept, you know, what is money? Why is it here? You know, is it the root of all evil? You know, we'll get a little bit biblical with it, but I really want to get into what money is because you guys need to know exactly what it is before you can figure out how to use it. So we're going to do that. We are going to talk about investment strategies and investments. Now, this is actually pretty cool, and I'll kind of talk to you guys about this really quickly, just a brief overview. We're going to give you what I call, actually not what I call, but what Ray Dalio calls the All-Weather Portfolio. And if you guys don't know who Ray Dalio is, you really should know him. He has this book called Principles. It's actually not here because it's not an investment book. It's more of a life, you know, book. He's coming out with an investment book pretty soon. I'm going to be sharing you guys that video. But yeah, so basically he is the #1 hedge fund manager. It's called Bridgewater Associates, and it is the biggest hedge fund. I believe it did $160 billion under management, somewhere around there, which is absolutely insane. So this guy knows his stuff, and he calls this the All-Weather Portfolio. Essentially what it is, it's an allocation of assets that throughout, you know, time-tested data, through back-tested data, it shows you how to get around 8 to 12% returns yearly, which is fantastic. So I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit of all-weather portfolios, just essentially things that are going to protect your income and or protect your wealth, you know, your acquired wealth, and pay you at the same time. Now let's get into, once I share with you guys the all-weather portfolio, and again, it's not mine, I'm not taking credit for this, I'm going to show you guys exactly what I do because there are really 2 parts to amassing wealth, okay? So my eraser's terrible, and I'm actually going to get some paper for the next video, but if you guys can see, if you know, maybe you can zoom in a little bit. Here's #1, you need to acquire wealth. So acquire, and then you need to, let's go with this word, amass. I don't know if I spelled that right, I don't think I spelled that correctly, but amass. So acquire and amass. So acquire is essentially the way that you can go throughout this is, actually real quick, brief little anecdote. So there was this person, and he actually worked as a UPS delivery man for his entire life, right? For literally his entire life, he never saved less than 10% of his paycheck. And by the time I believe he was like 88 years old, he had, let's kind of zoom in here. Ready? $75 million, and that is going to be the power of what I call compound interest. So the first thing, how can you increase your wealth? You can make more money. So acquire, that's going to be income. The second way you can do that is to amass and have your money make money. I'm sure you guys have heard that term before. So we'll go amass, and that is going to be a return, something called a return on investment. So we'll go ROI. And this is going to be a little bit messed up in this video, but we're going to do a paper in the next one, okay? So we're going to talk about that. And what I'm going to be talking to you guys about this as well is what is the price of wealth? How much do I actually need in order to live the life of my dreams? I'm going to be showing you guys how to budget. I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how much you need, and what I call, actually not what I call, but what Tony Robbins calls and a lot of other people call the critical mass. How much of this giant motherfucker, you know, this giant stack of money do you need in order to pay you an income that you can live off of? So we'll go with that. And the very last thing, we're going to show you guys how to give back. And that's going to be my favorite part of the segment. And the reason I want to show you guys how to give back is there's actually this amazing quote. And it goes, I'll have to figure out who it's by. I believe it's by maybe Theodore Roosevelt. I don't know exactly. I've never met somebody over a prolonged period of time that has given money to other people and not have gotten that back in some way, shape, or form. And that's going to be the concept of what I would call reciprocacy. Now, you know, whether or not you believe in a higher power doesn't really matter, but giving back is just such a good thing. It's a very, very good feeling. It's very self-fulfilling, and it's something that everybody needs to do. And it's something that I'm really going to be pushing for throughout this entire series. And the reason being, for multiple reasons. For one, you always get that money back and more. Number two, it makes you feel great. make somebody else feel great. That's number 3. And it's really just kind of a pillar of life. And Ray Dalio's principles, and this is gonna be the very last thing, guys, thank you for holding on here. Ray Dalio's principles, he said that there's stages of life, and the very bottom stage, the very bottom tier, is going to be called the learning stage, right? And it's practitionership, and this is not verbatim, but it's learning, practitionership, and then it's like some sort of like mastery of the skill, and then it's giving back, so teaching that skill. Now, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm actually documenting everything, you know, so I'm not going to become a world-renowned crazy expert. I'm going to be sharing other people's wisdom, which is essentially another way to do it. And it's a fast-track way to do it by reading all these books and sharing with you guys. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and it's been a good time. It's been Ben. Thanks.